It was supposed to be just cosmetic surgery, and now a family is in mourning. In a story you'll see only on 2 News, a vice president of the Bank of Oklahoma suddenly dies 2 days after going into surgery for a tummy tuck.
We start with a developing story out of Southwest Miami-Dade. A woman who went to a cosmetic surgery center for a procedure wouldn't come out
It's a very
alive.
sad and scary story. A popular influencer has passed away after a BBL surgery, and a scientist has been arrested as a result.
First at 6, an Indianapolis woman is dead after traveling to the Dominican Republic for plastic surgery. It is a growing trend. U.S. citizens leaving the country to get those procedures.
Every time I go to social media and I see news like this, I feel so sad. And in fact, I feel so disturbed about the current trend of humanity these days. And unfortunately, it's not their fault. The current trend in social media is to blame for this. You see, fake life is something that is being perpetuated highly on social media these days. Everyone is purporting to be in a perfect place in life. They're in their new houses, new cars, flawless skins, and flawless body. And this is having a detrimental effect on the other parts of society, on the different people in society. People who look up to them are always going to feel bad for their lives. They don't know that all they are seeing is fake life. Nobody wakes up every day looking 100% beautiful. People are actually going to length and miles to put on makeup to sleep, just so that they can wake up as though that is the face they woke up with. And this might look innocent enough, but unfortunately it has led to the current trend where everyone wants to get a butt lift. Everyone wants to get a tummy tuck. And unfortunately, people are not happy with their bodies anymore. People are not happy with their lives anymore, just because social media is having a bad effect on them. A couple of days ago, I read a story where a lady had gone for 2 butt lift surgeries. Apparently, she was looking good because all the comments that she was receiving on social media were that of validation. Girl, you look good, you are looking awesome and stuff. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. She wanted to go for the 3rd surgery, and that was when she lost her life. You see, this current trend that we are talking about is something that might have effect on so many people than you might think. It's not having a positive effect at all, because everyone is not happy about his life because of these fake lives that people are living. And on this channel, we want to call it out and shame that character. You don't get to wake up every day and put on makeup and come on camera and say that is how you look every day. That is wrong. That is not how the average person looks every day. This trend has caused so many people to live in situations where they have a paranoia. They always walk out every day and be like, I'm in the worst shape of my life. Sometimes you are going to feel fat. Other times you are going to feel that you've slimmed down. It's normal about life, metabolism. But why do you get to put people in a situation where they feel that every day they have to get a flat tummy? Every day they have to get a big side, a big backside? That is not how life works. That is not how humanity has to approach life. But unfortunately, social media has pitched these unbelievable goals to people. And people are buying it, because when you look on Instagram and you see people post themselves and their flat tummy and that is not natural. Other people are going to lengths to edit their videos, edit their pictures, apply so much effect on it so that you look at it and you are like, this is the perfect body. And it's so sad that society has made us buy into this illusion, this kind of trend, this way of living. If you are watching me now, you see, you might be in that situation where you feel that you are not in a perfect body, or you are not in a perfect skin in terms of texture and flawlessness. But let me tell you, that is not how the average person has to look. The average person doesn't look like a social media filter. You walk around, you see people. Do they look like that? They don't. That is the fact. They don't look like that. Everyone around you is having some flaws. And it's high time we embrace those flaws and put them on social media. Instead of putting your flawless body there, The times where you've eaten and your stomach is a little bit bloated, put it there just as it is. That is how we can get rid of this pandemic that is going on. Because at the end of the day, it's having so much effect on people. It's having so much effect on the lives of people, where women are now comparing themselves to their idols on social media. And they're like, my tummy has to look like this every day. My butt has to look like this every day. And immediately they give birth and they see their body change a little bit. It's like, no, it has to be like this. Unfortunately, people have had to pay the ultimate prices. People have had to just lose their lives just because of these silly standards. And that is the reason why on this channel I told you that happiness doesn't come from external stuff. If you are watching me, be content with what you have and be an observer. What you are seeing on social media is not how life works. What you are seeing on social media is just a highlight reel. It's like someone looking through 10 pictures or 100 pictures and choosing what actually suits him or what actually looks good. That is how social media is. Whatever you are seeing on social media is just clips of the best parts, because people want to look strong, people want to look great, and they won't put up a bad front. They are going to keep up they are going to put out a beautiful front when they look all dressed up, when they look all blushing and bubbly. That is when they are going to put on social media. And until we realize this fact and start living our lives from a higher perspective, start living our lives from a true perspective where we feel happy for achieving something and we are content with it, or we feel happy for our lives no matter how it is, in spite of chasing our goals, that is when we are going to be happy. But until then, let me assure you, this chase of seeking validation, this chase of seeking validation or trying to meet the standard of society is an endless chase. Nobody wins at it. Nobody wins at it. If you look at fashion has changed from the 90s to now that I'm sitting here. There is a different taste. There is different standards of fashion. Some years ago, the standard of a perfect male figure was someone who was slim. Now it has changed to someone who is a little bit muscular and all that. Society standards keep changing. And until you realize that and live your truest form, and live in your truest form, that is being content and actually feeling happy about yourself, your body, your health and everything, you are going to be sucked up into this chase of always wanting more, always trying to appeal to some standard. Ladies and gentlemen, be content with what you have. And I am so sad about some of these videos that I've watched. It brings so much sorrows to my heart, finding out that all these beautiful mothers, all these beautiful sisters and loved ones had to pay the ultimate price chasing something that was ultimately not required. It wasn't necessary in the first place. They all looked beautiful, as you've seen in the videos. They all looked very fulfilled and all that. But on the inside, they kept chasing. They felt empty. They felt like they had to go for more before they become happy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Moed channel, a channel that seeks to inspire, motivate, and edify people from all walks of life. If this is your first time watching this content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also click on the notification button to get updates of future uploads. The name is Wache, and once again, thanks for watching. Stay safe till we meet. Peace.